Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a vintage antique haul as well as a thrift haul. I found so many cute things that I can't wait to share with you, and I also have a lot of trash to treasure flips and DIYs coming up with these items that I can't wait to share as well. So let's go ahead and get started with a haul. But first, I was sent this beautiful bathhouse sign by Lone Star Art, and whenever a company reaches out to send me a free product, I always see if they are willing to do a little giveaway for one of my subscribers. So if you would like to enter to win your own bathhouse sign, you can get it customized like mine, and it comes in 2 different sizes that I will have listed down below that you will get to choose from to fit your space. But I just love the vintage vibe of this sign. So all you have to do to enter is give this video a thumbs up, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and leave me a comment on what your favorite item from today's haul is. I will also have a post with this sign over on my Instagram, so if you have Instagram, you can go over there and enter for a bonus entry, but if you don't have Instagram, no worries, you can still enter just on YouTube. So I hope you guys will go ahead and enter. I think this sign is so adorable. I'm putting it in my little powder room downstairs. But now let's get into all of the items that I picked up. A little backstory, I live in the West Palm Beach area, and the antiquing and thrifting around here is not great, at least the places that I have been. So where I have found a ton of luck is the Sebastian area, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of us. So if you are in the area, I highly recommend checking out Sebastian. They have so many good antique and vintage shops right on US 1 there. So it's definitely worth a drive. I went down there myself the other day and just had the most relaxing drive and had a great time checking out all of these shops. The first place I went was a little thrift store, and I was hesitant to even go in there. I don't know why, but I'm so glad I did, because wait till you see what I found. The first thing is this adorable little picnic basket. This was $5. I feel like baskets are so expensive. If you go to Target, you're talking about, you know, 20 bucks and up for a basket, and there's just something so charming about a little picnic basket. It lifts up here on the middle and both sides. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I love these because they not only bring a lot of texture and warmth to a space, but the picnic baskets are nice because you can set things on top of them. You can kind of display things with, you know, one side open. There's just a lot of different decor uses, and of course you can use it for an actual picnic basket as well. So I saw this right away when I walked in and grabbed it because it was just so cute. Next is this really basic white pitcher that I got for $3. I love big pitchers like this because you can put florals in them. This is perfect to put in a bedroom, a bathroom, your kitchen, really anywhere. You can put fresh flowers in here, faux flowers. You can just never go wrong with a plain beautiful white vase. I really love the shape and all of the detail on this one. The handle is a really pretty shape. It has a little hobnail texture around the rim here, and I just thought for $3 this was such a steal as well. And then I was so excited to find this. This is actually a little ironstone piece of pottery. There's nothing on it, but I have a really fun DIY planned with something else that I picked up from one of the shops in today's haul that I'm going to show you. And this is just a perfect vintagey looking crock and the perfect item to do this DIY with. So hold tight, I can't wait to tell you all about it. But then I found this milk glass hobnail item, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a vase, but it's actually part of a lamp, and they didn't have the rest of the lamp there. But I thought that I could still use it as a vase if I put it on a table and just put faux flowers in there. It has that beautiful hobnail texture that I love on milk glass. It was just too good to pass up. I love it when you can find an item and repurpose it to use it in a different way, and I really think this will look really good in a pretty group with some faux florals, maybe with the next items that I'm going to show you. These, again, I was so excited to find, and you will not believe how cheap I got these for. Okay, so I have 4 of them. I kind of wish there were more of the tall ones, but They're so cool, I don't even care. First of all, they were $1 a piece, and they are milk glass candlestick holders, and they're all, I guess they're all the same but different textures. This is the long one, and as you can see, you can put a candle on top, and it's very textured and beautiful. There's no chips or anything in them. And these three, the smaller three, all match. And I figured I could just mix and match these on a tablescape or just use them as is with decor. You can just never go wrong with beautiful milk glass. So again, I was so excited to find these for only $1. I thought that was, I mean, you can't beat that. Another white piece of pottery that I found was this mixing bowl, and this was $5.99, but look at the detail on this thing. Oh my gosh, I have so many mixing bowls. I didn't really need this, but at the same time, I had to have it. It is so beautiful. I could keep this out on my KitchenAid to display it. I could put it in my hutch or on a shelf to just decorate with. It's such a beautiful piece and a great price. I don't think this is vintage because it says the Masterclass Bake Shop at the bottom, so I keep meaning to Google that and see where this came from, because I'm sure it was bought recently by like a well-known brand. But either way, I would have totally picked this up and bought it in store if I found it anywhere else. So for $5.99, I had to have that one. This next piece is really cool, but it's definitely one of the trash to treasure items that I picked up. It's kind of like this creamy, almost yellowish color, if you can see that, with a lot of brown detail on it. And what I love to pick items like this up for is to put a beautiful green plant, maybe one that's like flowing and can hang over this. I think it's gonna be so pretty, but I am gonna go in and paint it probably white and then go in with some antiquing glaze and put that all around it so you can pick up on all of the texture, but just get it more of a color that's going to complement my other items and kind of just decor that I have going on. But this was $3, so again, I figured a perfect piece that I can go ahead and redo to make my own. And the last thing I found at the thrift store was this beautiful vintage quilt rack. I have seen these in vintage shops, but they are never for sale. They're always just displaying quilts and stuff that are for sale. They always have not for sale on them, and I don't know if it's because they're really rare or they're just very useful to them, but they always use these vintage looking quilt racks. So I did a little Google search while I was there, and the cheapest one I could find was 60 bucks, and I got this one for 10. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I wish I knew the history behind it, but what I think I'm going to use it for is in my daughter's room to display all of her like baby blankets and quilts and stuff. I just think it's so pretty and a really pretty color, and I'm just shocked that it's in such good shape. I was just reminded why I don't film in this front room very much. I have had garbage trucks going by, lawns being mowed, dogs barking, but anyway, moving right along to my vintage finds, I found some really good stuff. I find that the best prices for vintage and antique items can be found in those antique mall type shops. Plus, I love just strolling through all of the different vendor shops. You can tell that everyone has their own unique style. Another thing I love about antique malls versus an antique shop is if the antique shop is overpriced, then everything in the shop is going to be overpriced, right? But in an antique mall, they have different vendors typically that have their own booths. So one booth might be overpriced, but then another one might have amazing prices. Some of them have different sales going on. So to me, when I am antiquing, I love hitting up all of those like antique malls. So that's where I went for this next batch of stuff that I think I found some really cool stuff. So the first thing I got is this little tin for my tin collection. I have quite a few now, and I just could not pass up this darling house. I mean, the colors, everything about it is just so cute. What does it say? This is a peppermint herbal tea, and it's actual tin. There's some that look very vintagey, but they're made out of cardboard, and I tend to stay away from those just because I don't know, I feel like they're not gonna hold up as well. I love that it has all of this cozy cottage detail on it. I mean, it is one of the most stunning antique tins that I have seen. Definitely the most beautiful in my collection. I love this really pretty green color that's on it. I didn't even open it. Sometimes, I don't know what I expect to find. Sometimes they still smell like what was in it, but this one definitely smells like an antique. But yeah, I love this. I don't remember how much I paid for it. They take the tags off of it, but I probably paid around $8, I want to say, for this guy, and it'll look so good displayed in my antique hutch with a bunch of other tins, so really excited to find that one. And then whenever I find a rolling pin that's a good deal, I always grab it. This one was $3, I remember, because most places I find they charge between like $6, sometimes upwards of even $12, depending on the size and the color and stuff. And I already have a red one, but I figure, I don't know, you can't go wrong for a good priced vintage rolling pin. I use them for my seasonal decor. I love to use the red ones for Christmas, Valentine's Day, all that stuff. Also, if you have a ton of different pretty color ones, they look really good all displayed together standing up in a crock. So I definitely did not want to pass this one up for that price. One of the items that I've been collecting lately is this vintage enamel, and I know they're making a lot of enamel pieces you can find at Hobby Lobby, just a lot of stores these days, but you cannot beat the real vintage enamel. I think it's so pretty. I love when it has these little touches where it's distressed and aged. It's really, really pretty, and I love that this one is a teapot. I don't have any like that. It is missing the top, and they did have another one that did come with a top, but I decided to go with this one, A, because it was cheaper, and B, what I want to do with it is hang it on my peg rail, and I figured with a top that could come off, it would just fall off all of the time anyway. So in my pantry I have a peg rail, and I'm always looking for cute pieces to hang there, and I thought this would be so perfect. I love that it's the teapot shape. Look at that beautiful little spout there. The detail here, you can see a lot of natural aging around it. It's just so pretty. Oh, and I didn't even notice this. It says made in Belgium, so definitely not one from Hobby Lobby. I just love it. So pretty. The next item I have been on the hunt for a while is an antique sifter, and this one was just the perfect color that I was going for. It's kind of like this creamy color with a lot of aging, with a red handle, very just, I don't know, aged and beautifully vintage. I love the little detail here with this. It still works. I mean, I will definitely not be using it, but you could use it. And again, this is another item that is perfect to hang on a peg rail. So pretty if you're going for that like cottagey kitchen vibe. I love finding really pretty antique items to just hang off a peg rail. I think they look so pretty, especially when you pair them together and kind of mix and match. And it's great to pick out colors that go for any season, but it's also fun to pick out colors that you can use for specific seasons. And I just realized that there's this little flower detail on the front, which is pretty cute. I didn't notice that before. Another thing that I just could not pass up was, originally I thought it was a toolbox, but it is a tackle box. My father-in-law told me that, and it actually makes sense now. It's definitely a tackle box, not a toolbox. But this was, I don't know why I'm looking for the tag. I know how much it was. It was $14, but the booth was having a half off sale, so I got it for $7, and I thought this would just be the perfect thing to keep in Miles's room. I just redid it, kind of like this vintage car type theme, and I love the color of this thing. It's in such good shape, and I thought it would just be a fun thing to keep on a shelf in his room. He could use it. It's definitely heavy duty, and I love when you open the top, it just works so well. That little part comes right up, and it opens really easily, closes really easily. You know, sometimes antiques can be, you know, kind of weathered and aged to where they don't really work that well or open and close that well, but this one works great. And I just love, again, I'm just such a sucker for the antique green look, especially when it has a ton of natural aging. And I love that this one has a little key thing. It didn't come with a key. I mean, it would have been cool if it did. It looks like something did break off the top there. But again, I think it just is cool. It kind of adds to it. Miles thought it was a treasure chest, which again, it could also be that for him. So I love it so much. And it's cute that it has a handle. Oops, sorry. It's cute that it has a handle so he can kind of carry it around. So definitely wanted to pick up this one. Okay, this is one of my favorite finds of the day. I have many, but I have been really trying to transition from traditional farmhouse decor to more of like a cottagey farmhouse feel. And I love the look of galvanized buckets with florals, and these are dried hydrangeas. And if you have been around for a while, last year around this time, I was buying hydrangeas and trying out every method under the sun to dry them out so I could have a look like this. But I just wasn't able to do it. I live in South Florida, so we don't have hydrangeas that grow like naturally. So I was buying the, you know, like the Trader Joe's hydrangeas that come in a set. But I think that what my problem was is you need to let them dry out on the actual like stick or vine, whatever you want to call it. If you can see, there's a lot of branches on here, so you can tell that they cut these dried hydrangeas directly from the branches, and that's what I was reading when I was struggling to dry my own. So anyway, I paid probably too much for this, to be honest. I think it was like $30, and really what you're paying for is the tin, I think, and they threw this in for looks. But in my area, you can't just go and pick this off of, you know, your neighbor's tree or bush, whatever it is. So I was excited to finally have this. I don't know where I'm displaying it yet, but I just think it's so pretty, and I love that these hydrangeas dried out to this really beautiful neutral cream color. So pretty for spring, but also great for all year round. So I will definitely be moving this all around the house. And this tin bucket has this really pretty handle on it as well. So I'm just looking to see if there's any labels or anything on it. I don't know if the tin is real vintage or not, but I mean, it does the trick for me. So this next thing that I'm going to show you actually prompted my whole little road trip to go to Sebastian. If you are into the DIY world, then you may have heard of the brand IOD. They sell stamps and different molds and things like that. I just discovered this last week, and let me show you what I picked up. This is called the, so it's Iron Orchid Designs IOD, and this is the crockery stamp set. So if you can see here, all of these different labels that look like vintage pottery labels. I have been on the hunt for a vintage marmalade crock for the longest time, and I've never seen one antiquing. They're very sought after, but you can buy them from, you know, Etsy shops, some Instagram pages you can buy them from, but they are at least $40 at least. And they're not very big, so they don't take up a lot of space. And in my opinion, they look the best displayed together, so you would need many of them. And so many times I have gotten so close to purchasing one, and I figured, you know, I could slowly grow my collection. But it also, I don't know, it seemed like a lot of money for something that could break. I have young kids. It just seemed like it wasn't the best idea. So I've never been able to find one, and when I saw that this was an option, you could repurpose old pottery, you could go to Goodwill and do flips, and you could design your own. So you can not only do it with like black ink using these stamps, you can also do it with clay. And I have seen people repurpose so many cool things. They stamp the stamp into the clay, and then you can put it on like an old paint can. You could put it on so many different things, and it just gives it such a cool look. There's this really cool aging technique to make your items look like cement that I'm going to show you using all of this stuff. And I did go to another Goodwill on a previous trip to pick up items that I could repurpose to look like these little mini marmalade crocks. So let me show you what those are. The first one is These were all $1.99 by the way. So this is just this glass container, and I thought it was pretty because it had this cork top. And I figure if I spray paint this or just paint it with chalk paint, I'm thinking maybe like a grayish color to match my ironstone, wherever that is. So ironstone is kind of like a grayish, creamish gray color. So I'm definitely gonna look for a paint color like that. Paint it, then spray it with like a spray paint sealer, and then go ahead and put the stamp on, seal it again, and I think it's gonna look so cool. So I got this one, and then I got these as well. I thought this set would look so pretty next to each other, obviously painted with the little stamps on them. And then now I'm thinking that this one is too small, but it was only $1. It's like a little baby creamer, but it actually looks like a mini pitcher as well, and I figured I can use this on my tiered tray. This would look so cute with like some little florals or something on a tiered tray. So not the end of the world that I can't stick a label on that one. But then my favorite pieces that I think are going to look the best with these stamps are these. And if you can get past the crazy pink color, look at the little handles on either side. Imagine this painted that grayish color. How pretty is that going to be? I think it's gonna look the most realistic of all of my flips to look like the real vintage marmalade Crocs. And they have not only the marmalade, they have lemon curd, they have, actually they do have a whole bunch of different types of marmalade, but I love that they're all different shapes and sizes. This one is a little Dijon. This is like a cream one. I'll do a close-up so you can really see it without the plastic on and stuff, but these were sold out everywhere online, by the way. That's why I decided to go and take this little road trip, because I just took a chance and called this antique shop that carried this line, and she had literally 2 left. So I drove up there, and I'm really glad I did, because I found all of this stuff as a result. And I think I'm going to be able to have a lot of fun with these stamps and just repurpose a ton of items. You know, I have a lot of pottery here that I've just kind of changed my taste and style, so I will definitely be able to flip that using these and create a collection that looks like the one that I have wanted for so long. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love watching videos like this, just seeing what items people can thrift, especially ones where they take an item and use it in a different way. So I'm really excited for my next video, which is going to be showing you how I flip these items, and I'm going to be using these stamps. I'm going to be using a lot of different methods, and I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. So if you are into that type of thing, make sure you are subscribed. Turn your little notification bell on if you want to be notified when I do upload that. And don't forget to enter the giveaway. I think that sign is absolutely adorable. It would fit in anyone's space. There are 2 different measurements, and I will have those listed down below. And if you want to enter for a second chance, or I guess I should say a second entry in the giveaway, make sure to head on over to my Instagram. I will leave my handle right here. And I think that is it for now. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you love this video. Make sure to let me know down below what your favorite item was from my haul, and have a great day. I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.